It was actually one of the police officers that turned up. He was taking my details. He's like, "Yeah, can I take your name?" I was like, "Yes, Samantha Briggs." He was like, "I thought it was you."
Some of our listeners may know you from the Spartan Game season 1. Tell us, how that came about. I mean, how did they reach out to you? Did you do any specific training leading up to it? Did you know anything about what you're going to be getting yourself into?
Yeah, so it was 2020. That's right, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yep.
COVID year.
And so the CrossFit season was a little bit different to usual. We kept getting the season postponed, and then they did the first part of the CrossFit Games online, and only took the top 5 to go in person for the rest of the games. So it was kind of, I didn't feel like I'd had a full games.
Mm-hmm.
It was a little bit of a weird season. And then I'd literally had maybe 3 days of chilling out and kind of like eating off plan, just kind of enjoying life. I'd gone up to a friend of the family's lake house, and we were just like chilling out, and I got an email asking if I wanted to be a part of the first Spartan Games. It was going to be in 2 weeks. Can't really tell you anything about it. Just that's it. So I was kind of like, okay, let's do it. I didn't really need to know what we were going to do. It was just kind of like, right, okay, then that's going to be kind of like the end of my season. Then I can properly have an off season, rather than feeling like I didn't have the full season with CrossFit. So it was kind of like, okay, let's go do this. Obviously knowing that Spartan's more about the endurance side and more about the running side, I did try and do a couple of runs and a couple of longer duration workouts. But like I said, we didn't know what was happening, and it was literally from the email to when I had to travel to Vermont 2 weeks.
Wow.
People. So what was that like? And then kind of in addition to that, with the documentaries that keep coming out, I know that used to be on Netflix, documentary about Fittest in Dubai, and I think it's still available on Amazon Prime or something. So going back and watching it, if you do go back and watch it, what was that like?
Yeah, no, I mean, even I didn't expect to go in and win Dubai. There's such big names go out and compete there. And one of the things that I do love about Dubai is that is kind of a games format in itself. They tend to be over 3 or 4 days, not just 2 days. There tends to be we've had the 12 to 15 range of workouts. So the more workouts, the kind of better it suits me. Just kind of who can perform at the end of 4 days of competing. I tend to recover pretty well and still be able to go out there and push. So definitely the Dubai format kind of suits the kind of athlete that I am. But still, I was I knew I could do well in Dubai, but I never expected to kind of win it. So to finish out on top, I mean, it was so close. It came down to that final event. It could have been me, Sarah, Jamie, or Karen Frover. It was that close between 4 of us. And just luckily I was able to pull it out of the bag and come away with the win, and kind of prove everybody that said that I had no chance of winning wrong, which was pretty cool.
Right. So what does retirement itself outside of fitness, what does that look like for you?
Well, hopefully, fingers crossed, I'm going back into the fire service.
That's cool.
So I was a firefighter back in the UK before I went full time in CrossFit. And if everything goes well, touch wood, start the Fire Academy in August.
Oh, wow.
That's exciting.
Yeah, it's not much time at all.
Yeah.
I have to go right back from the beginning and start all the way from the beginning, but I'm actually pretty excited.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
What, I guess what made you want to get back into it? Just something you've always loved and kind of have missed, or?
It just kind of made sense. I think like if I hadn't have been so good at CrossFit, then I wouldn't have like left the fire service in the first place. And then a couple of months back, I actually witnessed a car crash, and I pulled over and one of the cars was on its roof, and I got in and stabilized the driver until the paramedics and fire actually turned up. And just kind of like doing that, I was like, yeah, I want to do this again. This is what I'm meant to do.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. That's quite a did anybody, I'm kind of curious, did anybody recognize you from I'm sure it's chaotic, but
it was actually one of the police officers that turned up. He was taking my details. He's like, yeah, can I take your name? I was like, yes, Samantha Briggs. He was like, I thought it was you.
that's